Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I am here to share the leftovers from my Studio Calico February kit, and I will share what I have left over, and then I'll share what I actually made with it. So this is the little envelope I keep all my supplies in during the month, so I've got it emptied out. I'll go ahead and take the post-it note out for the next time. And then I do make up these little cards with all the supplies on it at the beginning of the month, so I know what I'm doing. Okay, so starting with the papers. The solid cardstock, there were 4 that came in it. It was Fountain, Flamingo, and White by American Crafts, and then Cinder by Basil, and this is all I have left, and it's the white one from American Crafts. Then there were, let's see, 8 pattern papers, and this is all I have left. I have it separated. I only have a little bit of 5 of them left. Of this one, this was probably one of my least favorite in the kit. I'm just not into feathers. And then the front was good, but I usually like brighter colors, and this was kind of a duller, kind of cream aqua toned, but I did use it a lot. But it's the Push Me, Pull You by Studio Calico, and this is all I have left of it. So I'm actually going to toss that. I won't keep that. Then the Studio Calico Summer, which I really liked. It was a white and yellow sunburst. This is all I have left of it. There's really nothing to keep. Then the Fancy Pants Love Letter in pink. This is all I have. I'm sorry, no, this is the Sentiments. This is all I have left. I really like this pink and this red stripe, so I may keep these 2 pieces and just use them on a card maybe, but that's all I have left of that. Then the last 2 that I do have left, I have a little bit left, and I purposely saved these. I actually cut these out, cut the pieces that were covered up by photos off so I could keep them. This one is the Snapshots by Bella Boulevard with the cameras, and then this one is the Dish by October Afternoon Girl Talk Collection. So what I'm actually doing, and I've started doing this, but then I just went ahead and stopped so I could record the video. I'm fussy cutting the hearts out and fussy cutting the cameras out, and I use these a couple of times on my layouts where I fussy cut them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just keep them in my stash. So I'm going to use these 2 papers. So really the only thing I'm tossing is this, and the only thing I'm keeping in my stash is this. So that's pretty much it. I'm very pleased with how I used this kit. Now for the embellishments, of course I have the washi left. I did use this a lot more than I was expecting to though. So I don't have a whole lot of it left, honestly. I mean, I have a good amount, but I don't have a whole lot. Of the enamel dots, I have these. I used all of the pink, most of the yellow, and then some of the gold. Alright, and then of course I have the stamp left. I tried to make a point to really use this month. I love getting the stamps, but I just have a hard time using them on layouts. I don't have an issue using stamps on cards, but on layouts I just don't use them as much. So I really made a point to use that this month. I still have the little lollipop. I just have no idea what to do with this. Maybe it'd be cute on a card, saying something like "you're sweet," but I have no idea what to do with that. So I still have it. Of the plastic shapes, I can't remember how many came in here, but I probably used about half of them. I have some orange ones, a few pink, a red, a few purple, and then a teal. So I used a lot of them. These, I had a hard time using these as well. I'm not a big craft embellishment person. I just feel like they're a little dull against the bright colors I typically go towards. But you will see in my layouts that I did use these. I think I used like 5 or 6 on one layout. I really made a point to use them. But I have a lot of them left. It came with a lot, but I have a lot of them left. And these are the die cut shapes. White on Craft die cuts by Studio Calico. And then lastly, let's see. Yep. Lastly, I have the alphas. Now, it doesn't look like I used a lot, but I think I used them on 3 layouts or 4 layouts on this one. So I've used some of them. I still have a lot. And then I used a lot of these for subtitles, but there are a lot of letters on here, so I will definitely keep these in my stash and use them. I really like this font. The fact that it has the big ones and the little ones. So I may look and see if they have these in different colors, because I really like the way these are set up. So, okay, that's all I have left from the kit. This is all going to go in my stash, and this is going to go in my stash. And then, of course, the two things I'm going to fussy cut. But this is all I have left, so let me put these up and then I'll show you what I made. Alright guys, so I have 8 layouts completed in one card. So I'm going to show you each of the layouts, and I believe there's one process video out, or maybe 2 process videos out of all of these. This first one is Milkaholic. I've actually shown this once before when I was doing how I organized my scrapbook. I used this background paper, was from the kit. It was my favorite paper, so I actually used it first. I also have that camera snapshots paper back here. I used a doily, and I did use some stamping here. Then I added a couple extra things. I added these alphas, but these were from the kit. These hearts were from the kit, but I did add this vellum, and then I added the sequins and a couple more things of washi. So that's the first one, Milkaholic. The next one was actually for my nephew. It's his birth announcement. I covered up his name just for privacy reasons, but his name is Walter. He was born on May 5th, 2012. He just turned 2 a couple weeks ago. This is one of the solid papers from the background. I added these alphas. I did do some of those fussy cutting of the cameras that I mentioned earlier. I added a flare. Here's some more of those wonky hearts. I added this washi tape here. I believe it's from Freckled Fawn, if I believe correctly. But it has a grid pattern and it has little hearts that say love. So it fit really well with the colors because I had teal, gray, and pink on it. I added a few different things. There's a die cut here. This is from a previous kit. I have a wood veneer here. There's some more of that washi tape. A couple cutout pieces from this heart paper, and then I added the ribbon, of course. The next one is called So Happy, and this I do have a process video, so I'm not going to go too far in depth for this one, but I used the background papers from the kit. I added a doily, and then I used a couple, these are from a couple 6x6 paper pads, and then this is just a miscellaneous card envelope that I had, and that's where I actually hid my journaling. So I've got a little 4x6 card here that folds out. And it goes in here. It wasn't necessarily that it was private journaling, it just fit with the design elements here. Alright. Then the next one I have is Sweet Baby Boy. This is where I use some of those craft die cuts. I actually use 3 arrows, 2 clouds, and a frame here. So I actually use 6. These alphas I added. I believe this one's basic gray and this is an Amy Tangerine one, I believe. A few of these enamel dots are from the kit. This was a very simple one, but it fit really well because I really wanted to use some of those craft die cuts. This next one is Summer Fun. I used some of the alphas from the kit. This background is from the kit, and I actually use the textured side. Usually I use the smooth side, I can't think. But this time I actually, because I only had one photo and I was doing a major cluster here, I wanted to use the texture to kind of add a little bit more to it. I did some outlining. I did use the feathers here. I mentioned earlier that I don't like the feathers as much, but I wanted something that had the same color. So I went with kind of black, teal, and pink here. And this is the summer after I graduated from high school, and that summer I did a lot of stuff, so this journaling card that had 1 through 5 was perfect. That summer I graduated. I went on a beach trip to South Carolina. I went to Disney World in Florida with some friends. I spent some time in Boston, Massachusetts, and then I went off to college. So it was a very busy summer. I think I was gone like 5 weeks that summer before I went to school. Plus I had orientation at school. So it was just a very busy summer, and I don't have a lot of photos of it, but I wanted to make sure I documented it and have it in my scrapbook. Alright. Then I have this one, which is called Cuts and Scrapes. This is from our zoo trip last summer. This paper, let me just see. Yeah, This paper is from the kit, and this is just the basic background from Studio Calico, but the other side was orange, and I have a really difficult time using orange in my layouts. So it was a good one to use as the background on this one, and then I used a darker solid cardstock to line it or mat it, and I used that same cardstock to mat this large piece in the middle. This little scallop I actually used the old school Fisker scissors that I've had for like 20 years. And then I added some more of those craft die cuts. Another layout where I used those craft die cuts. I think I have three, I think I have three on this layout. I have two of the tags and the little ampersand. And I use this as kind of a different, larger embellishment cluster. And you can see also this is the washi that came in the kit. And then this journaling card here is from one of the Becky Higgins theme packs. It's the one that's the animals pack. So you'll see I did a couple more, the next two layouts I believe. Yeah, the last two layouts are also from this same zoo trip. So I'm trying to keep a lot of the same colors and themes going on. So you'll see a couple of these things repeat. The next one here is called A Little Rain Never Hurt Anyone, and that's where I used, again, the alphas from the kit. And I used the smaller ones as a subtitle. And I used the stamp set again. I used the stamp set again to make little speech bubbles. I just turned this speech bubble to the side before I stamped the yay on it, so I could have speech bubbles going opposite directions. I really like that from this kit. This stamp set was very, very good, and I like the size of it because you can also use it on a card. Like these banners are small enough to use, or these pennants are small enough to use on a card to make a banner, so I really like that. At this point I was really kind of down to my scraps, so I had to add a white cardstock to use as the background, and then I used a lot of the rest of the major pieces I had to make this mat. And I do have a sketch that this goes with that I'll be sharing. It's actually the first sketch I'm going to share with you guys. I have a sketch series that I'm going to be sharing. So this is an example of the first one, but I wanted to showcase a lot of the different pattern papers. So these are just some cuts of the ones I have. And if you notice, instead of matting the paper, I did a border of stitching here around the edge. And then each one of these is stitched around, and then this is also stitched around. So I have a lot of stitching elements, but I didn't want to outline. I wanted to keep it light, so I stitched it in white. And then the very last 12 by 12 layout, this is the 8th one. This is going to go on the opposite side of my scrapbook from this one, so I wanted to make sure that they coordinated, not necessarily matched perfectly, of course, but coordinated. And again, this is another sketch that I have that I will be sharing with you. I have circles cut out here that I've used as the side elements. I have a banner, and again, I use the stamp set to do that. And I use these, the small alphas in the kit to actually cover up that little line. I could have not stamped that, but I knew I was going to put something in them, so it wasn't a big deal. So it says, A Day at the Zoo, and then here it says, So Fun. And then the title is Splish Splash. They were actually, it had started to rain, and that's what this layout is about. It started to rain, and they were staring at the rain from the covered picnic area trying to decide what to do. And this is where they decided to go ahead and start jumping in the rain, jumping in the puddles. So those two go together. The story goes together, so they'll be opposite sides of my scrapbook. And I did use my scoring board to make a border on the sides here. I do have a process video for this, but it's not yet posted, so keep an eye out for that. And then the last thing I created was this card. It's a very simple card, but I did use the stamp set. This is a leftover piece of the white cardstock that came in the kit, and then I have some of the wonky hearts. So it just says Love with All My Heart, and the stamp says Love This With All My Heart, so I just stamped the asterisks in the love, and then I went back and stamped With All My Heart. And this is actually going to be a Father's Day card for Ernest. And then I used some stickles to make a border. And then some twine. Alright, well that's everything I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. Bye!